Wernher von Braun is left with a tomorrow. The German people have only their yesterdays.
Yesterday morning at 2:41 a.m. at General Eisenhower's headquarters, General Jodl signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied Expeditionary Force. The German war is therefore at an end.
It is the summer of 1945. The world is at peace for the moment. At 33, Wernher von Braun has accomplished in a decade more than most will in a lifetime. Now he moves towards a new life in America. He leaves behind little of value. In Germany, the victors are dividing the spoils of war. Peenemünde has gone to the Russians. But the man whose vision and skills built the V-2s is on his way to an American Army post in El Paso, Texas. He has become what he calls a prisoner of peace. His destiny has placed him in the hands of another military figure, this time an American Army Colonel, Holger Tolstoy. It is Tolstoy who snares from the Russians 16 ships full of V-2 components. It is Tolstoy who captures an even bigger prize of war, von Braun himself. It is Tolstoy who originates Operation Paperclip, the transfer of 117 of von Braun's Peenemünde associates to America. And it is Tolstoy who will in the years ahead support and protect von Braun's dream of a rocket to the moon. For Wernher von Braun, what Walter Dornberger was in Germany, Holger Tolstoy is to become in America. At Fort Bliss, the Texas Army post that for the next 5 years will be his home, von Braun is at work in 3 areas. Consultation in guided missile development, a weapon field in which America's own engineers have made great progress. Supervision of the firing of captured V-2s, and the development of the V-2 into a new, longer-range, more powerful rocket. It will become the Redstone missile. On a summer day in 1947, at a test firing at White Sands, the rocket fails. Von Braun is disturbed. There seems to be no apparent cause. A junior technician eventually steps forward. He admits to an error as the cause. Von Braun rewards him with a bottle of champagne. The admission, he says, is a strength, not a weakness, and should be encouraged. His sympathetic understanding of people creates a bond that will command the loyalty of his staff for years to come. Von Braun, whose mistress has always been his work, now feels the need for roots. He's 35. He returns to Germany to marry an 18-year-old cousin, Maria von Quistrow, and with her makes America his permanent home.
I officially re-immigrated into the United States about 5 years after I arrived in New Mexico. They told us one fine day, so far you were a guest of the Army. But as far as the immigration people is concerned, you have no status here, so you have to go back over to Mexico, to Juarez. And only an American consul general in another country is permitted to give you an entry permit into the United States.
I see.
So I entered the United States in 1950 for the second time officially via El Paso streetcar, where it says on other people's immigration papers he came via the Queen Mary or by the Mayflower. Mine says on the El Paso streetcar.
swings into the 50s, von Braun and the paperclip scientists move to Huntsville, Alabama. Here they will help bring the United States into the space age. A small southern city where for 150 years cotton has been king is about to become Rocket City, USA. In the years ahead, an army of technicians and scientists will transform the southern character of the city into a curious blend of old and new worlds. Library membership will skyrocket. There will even be a chamber music society. The phone book will read more like Hamburg than Huntsville. On the 15th of April, 1955, at the age of 43, von Braun, 40 of the staff, and their families become U.S. citizens. Holger Toftoy has prepared the way.
Thank you very much, General Tolstoy. This is one of the happiest and most significant days of my life. My former countrymen and myself, who became United States citizens today, are especially grateful to you, General, and the officers of your staff for bringing us over and helping us find a new haven in this country.
There is a change of command at Huntsville. Von Braun's team is now busy at work developing the Jupiter rocket. In the privacy of his own dreams, von Braun has moved beyond rockets and thinks of space stations and satellites. But there is little interest in Washington at the moment in space exploration. For his Army employers, weapons are the priority in a lingering Cold War. Von Braun nurses the frustration of having become once again a tool for the military. In the spring of 1958, on a visit to the site of Robert Goddard's historic rocket launch, von Braun is appalled at the absence of a marker commemorating the event. On his return to Huntsville, he campaigns for the memorial, which now preserves the occasion, and secretly plans to give his Jupiter rocket the power to launch a satellite. Radio Moscow speaks to America.
As a result of intensive work by research institutes and designing bureaus, the first artificial Earth satellite in the world.
There is panic in Washington on the afternoon of October 4th, 1957, creating a never-ending parade of congressional inquiries and presidential excuses.
Let's remember this. The value of that satellite going around the Earth is still problematical. And you must remember, from 1945, the Russians captured all of the German scientists in Peenemünde.
Played against a barrage of Russian space accomplishments, the Navy is pushed to use its Vanguard rocket to launch an American satellite and save America's face.